I don't have my mic on. There we go. Mic's on now. Welcome everybody to the live stream. We are live, and I haven't done a live stream in like forever, but I am going to be working on a Satisfactory project that's going to take me an extremely long time, and it's going to end up being a video, but the actual gameplay to do it it's going to take so long to do it. So my goal in this is to make as many screws as I possibly can in game. We're talking like millions of screws per minute is what the goal is going to be for this Satisfactory build that I'm working on. Now, to do that, it's going to take a lot of factories, a lot of planning, and a lot of hard work to get through it. So it's probably going to take me a couple of months to finish the whole project. So I'm going to stream chunks of it as I kind of go to make sure, A, that there's content going up on the channel. Because, I mean, YouTube has already demonetized my channel because I hadn't uploaded in a long time. So now I've got to get my viewer counts back up. I got to get my my playtime and everything all back up to be able to get my monetization turned back on, which kind of blows, but it is what it is. It's my own fault for not uploading, but I mean, real life was like crazy busy, so I never had a chance to dive in and get a lot of gameplay or video stuff done. But I have last couple of months, I've uploaded a few little snippets here. There was a couple of World of Warcraft videos and a couple of Satisfactory videos that I did throw up. And now I am working on this. I had somebody in the comments of my I turned all the iron ore into iron ingots was my last video that I ended up putting up on my channel. And someone in the comments there said, hey, you got to go for the, break the 4 point whatever million screws it was that another content creator had done. And so I started, kind of looking at the whole process and how that could be done. And I think we can actually break it by a lot. I am lifting a couple of restrictions. So I am building this in creative. So I'm not using any supply. Like I don't have to have the factories building me the concrete to make my foundations. But we are going to build everything kind of all in place. We're going to put all the factories up and everything's going to run. We are not using power, so I don't have to worry about having a massive nuclear power plant to be able to run this. So I have it set to the power requirements aren't needed for the machines. And then I've also lifting the restriction on the number of summer sloop that we are using so that I can put a lot more summer sloop into the whole factory design and everything that we're doing so that we could try to increase the amount of products that we're getting. So that's kind of the things that I've lifted restrictions on. And with that, let us dive over to gameplay here now and kind of rip through. Please let me know how the audio is. I have a brand new mic. This mic, I got it for Christmas here. I recorded like I think it was maybe the last 5 minutes or 8 minutes of my last video was with this mic. I've adjusted some filter settings since then as well too. So please let me know. I'm hoping it's not too loud, but yeah, we're going to dive into gameplay here. I think I am going to turn on game music though, so that we have a little bit of background here. Oh, the music is on and it's at 61%. So we'll see if that's too loud or not. And yeah, I think we should be streamer music, mute licensed music. I guess we could turn that if there is any licensed music. And yeah, I'm glad they have that setting. So if there's any of the music that they do have in game that is licensed, it will mute it so that it doesn't play. Yeah. Okay. Let's apply those settings. The other thing too that I've done different with this stream that I've done at any other stream is I am streaming in 1440p, which I have never done. So it's 2K video streaming is what I'm streaming in, which is, I've never actually streamed in 2K before. But I mean, I've got gigabit internet, so I have like gigabit download and 200 meg upload. And I've got the bitrate set to like 16 megs right now for the upload. So I think we should be okay. I don't anticipate that we're going to have any drop frames or anything like that. I wonder if I can actually turn up on here and click on start to add your footer. Apparently 0 drop frames right now. So stream quality is good, it says. And looking at the actual YouTube, I've got the YouTube video open here, and everything seems to be plugging along. So I'm going to fly over, and we're going to talk a little bit about what I have already done on the map here. I've gone through on this map, and I have basically put out all the radar towers out so that I can uncover and discover where all the nodes are in game. We're going to bounce back and forth between the game map and then Satisfactory calculator map because some of the nodes are kind of hidden in different caves and stuff. And trying to find some of the cave entrances is a little bit tricky. So you can kind of use the map that's available on Satisfactory calculator to be able to find where those cave entrances are so we can get to the nodes to be able to get them. So we're going to be taking advantage of alternate recipes through this whole build process. So there's going to be, we're going to be using the steel screw construction. So you can use steel beams to be able to make screws, and you can get a lot of screws out of steel beams. And then we're also using the alternate recipe for being able to turn aluminum ingots into steel beams as well, which was going to get us a lot more steel beams to be able to get a lot more of the ingots and everything, and be able to get a lot more of the screws that way. And then we are going to take advantage of some converters to be able to make more bauxite so we can make more aluminum. So we're going to be converting all the caterium in the game to bauxite. And we're going to be converting all the copper in the game to bauxite as well, which is going to get us a crap ton of bauxite, which in turn is going to get us a lot of aluminum. The recipe that I'm opting for, more for an easy build. Now there is ways that you can maximize this even more, but the small amount that you're going to increase your overall aluminum production is kind of negligible versus the amount of work it would take to build the factory for it. So I'll leave that to somebody that's going to end up wanting to break the record more than what I'm going to do. They can dive into those recipes if they want, but I'm going to use I think it's sloppy alumina solution, or it's one of those alternate recipes where you can just combine your bauxite with water to be able to get your alumina solution. And then of course we convert that to aluminum scrap, and then convert that into aluminum ingots, and then that gets turned into steel beams, and steel beams get turned into screws. So what I've got so far is I have already gone and gathered all of the bauxite nodes in game. So all of the bauxite now is being mined and currently all being dumped into awesome sinks. I have also gone through and gathered and set up Mark III miners, overclocked to maximum overclocks, and got all of the SAM ore as well too. And I have a factory done that's converting the SAM ore into reanimated SAM. So and I've got that all summer sloop to the maximum so that we're actually making 5,100 reanimated SAM per minute right now, of which all of that is being dumped into the awesome sinks. So I'm going to just move the mic here. It feels like it's like right in my face, and I think that might be like too close. So that's just kind of what we've got off into the distance here. I'm going to turn off the fog here so you can see a little bit different, see things further off into the distance here. And so reanimated SAM, I've got that all built. And then of course that stuff is all being dumped into awesome sinks. So my target today is and start going after the caterium ore. Based off of Satisfactory Wiki, there is a maximum total of Caterium ore on the planet here of 15,000 Caterium ore per minute that we're going to end up diving in on. I'm actually going to just grab my Satisfactory wiki page here, just so we can have a quick look at how many nodes that is. Caterium ore, Satisfactory page. So in total, there is 0 impure. It's normal nodes and pure nodes for a total of 17 nodes. And so we'll be able to get 15,000 ore per minute off of all of the Caterium. So that's actually not bad. That's 17 nodes. That should be fairly easy to do. And if we look at the map here, if I hover over the Caterium on here, where is my Caterium? Right here. With all the radar towers that I have set out here, it lets me be able to see all of these nodes in real time on the map in game. And I mean, yeah, the ore is a little bit spread out, so it's going to take a fair amount of conveyors to be able to pull it off. And yeah, it's going to take some time. The majority of my aluminum factories are all going to be done out in this water area here because there's lots of available water for us to be able to work with for being able to make all of our alumina solution. And then there's going to be a bunch of wastewater that we got to deal with that I'm probably going to turn into concrete. Because later on, like I don't want a factory to rely on wastewater because it could be unpredictable on how much wastewater is being made. So I'm going to do like just waste factories to consume wastewater so that I don't have to rely on that production for another factory. Yeah, so in total, like we're going after all the bauxite. We're going to convert as much into bauxite as we can. So that's Caterium and copper to be able to make all of our aluminum. And then we're still going to go out and we're going to get all the iron. And we're going to also end up making as much petroleum coke as we can so that we can use that to combine with iron ingots to be able to make more steel. And then there's also the regular coal in game as well too that we're going to dive into for making steel ingots as well too. So all in all, and then I think even after we consume all the coal and all the petroleum coke that we can do, there's still going to be a bunch of iron ingots left over that will end up getting turned into iron rods and then eventually turned into screws, the old, like the vanilla way without any alternate recipes. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I know this has been kind of a long-winded explanation as to what's going on. And if you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Also, throw a like on the video as well, too. And kind of follow along with the whole build process here. So I'm going to be starting on the east side of the map here. I have done one Caterium node already. And if I look at where our Caterium is right here now, it kind of looks like the next one we're going to be doing is this one down in this bottom edge here that we're going after. So it's, I mean, I should probably set up some like cannons to be able to go, but once I get to that side of the map, we got to kind of work our way back anyway. And everything's all going to get fed into this super highway of conveyors that we have running along the middle of the map here. I will just keep expanding this out for each product that we're going to be putting on here. So there'll be, 2 rows for Caterium because I use 1 row for the full conveyor. So each one of these conveyors is running at 1,200 items per minute. And then I have like a merger line that's on here that we end up using for pulling any conveyors that aren't at 100%. I kind of run it alongside it. And we've done the same thing with the SAM ore over here as well too. So that we can try to get the most out of our conveyor lines, which in turn gets the most out of our factories as we start building along here. I'm thinking that a lot of the music must be copyright because I'm not actually getting any tunes in the background. The other thing I got to do too is I need to check to make sure my chatbot is working. I was playing around with it a bit last night, and I'm not sure if it is. my chatbot, like the last live stream I did was quite a while ago, and I had issues with chatbot working then. And I want to try to make sure that we've been trying to get that fixed. But it can be problematic at times. And I did look, and I all of like any of the point systems, the loyalty point systems that I had in there, the database is still like alive and well and doing its thing. It does say it's active. I'm just going to have to look then at my commands to see which ones are there. Okay, subscribe wasn't a command. So there actually should be a link for commands if I do this. Does that work? I think another one that should work right away too is like Boomer. Oh yeah, straight. The chat is working. Okay, this is good news. Because that link should give you all of the available commands that are available for being able to purchase things with your loyalty points. So yeah, and then all of the commands are listed in there. Oh, fantastic. My chatbot's working. Yay for me. I was struggling with that before. And yeah, it kind of sucked that it wasn't working. But now it seems to be, I basically just blew away all the moderators that I had in there, except for my standard moderators that I've had on my channel in the past. It's been forever since I've live streamed. So yeah, I know chat's kind of quiet right now, but as you guys pop in and pop out, appreciate the nod to likes. I need to add like a sub animation. Oh, and I've also got, where's my sound effects? Do I still have them? Yeah, I do. There's my air.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Still got those working. That's good news. I think I will load up some background tunage though, because I'm thinking that they do have the music copyright claimed in games, so they have it muted so that it doesn't affect the live stream at all. But that's okay. I have some YouTube music that is tucked away here that I can queue up in a playlist. And I just gotta make sure it's not too loud. And I don't think that's too loud. And we are going to turn on shuffle on that and repeat if need be. And then minimize all that so I can still see my chat. Actually, I got the chat window over there. Okay, that's good. I don't need this one. I've got the one open. I've changed my stream ingest a little bit as well too, so that it's I'm using the recommended settings. I used to stream directly to the link before, but now I'm using the recommended settings in Streamlabs. Might help, might not. Streamlabs OBS, that is. We'll kind of see how it goes. Let's have a look at the map here. How far away am I to that Caterium ore? We're still a little jaunt. A little jaunt. I think that music might be just a tad loud. Tweak that volume just a bit. There we go. I think that should be good. It was loud in my ears, so I could only imagine it was probably loud in your ears too. Isn't this game gorgeous? Like, I've been addicted to this game for like 2 years now. Absolutely love playing every little bit of it. I've done a complete playthrough now of 1.0, 1.1 to complete a like standard vanilla playthrough. Unlocked all the phases of the space elevator, and now it's diving into the whole mega factory build. So the first thing I did was gathered all the coal and made one massive coal factory on a playthrough, and then that same playthrough I gathered up all the iron ore in game and then converted all that iron ore into pure iron ingots, and it basically took up like the entire water section that is over in this far area of the map here, all of that was refineries and coal generators. It was absolutely ridiculous. All right, where are we at here? Deuterium is like really close to us now. We're going to use our scanner tool to actually find directly where that node is. Should pop up like any second here. Bing, right in front of us, 500 meters away. And then, yeah, there's like lots more back that way. But so basically, I'm going to start from this far side of the map. We're going to work our way across to the other side, get all of the ore moving towards our conveyor system, and get it all to that far side of the map. We're going to zoop. Production. I want my Mark III miner. Need to make sure we overclock the crap out of this. 1,200 items per minute. Thank you very much. And kind of looks like we could just feed over that way, attached to that conveyor. So I am going to do that. We're going to just kind of run along lines with this conveyor wall or this track here and work on getting that deuterium over to the center highway. Where possible, I will also try to start dabbling a bit with some of the blueprint designs. When you look, I've got, the only ones I've got in here right now is the reanimated SAM, and then I do have the converter for being able to convert deuterium into bauxite. Kind of just a quick factory layout for it. And it did help with being able to slap together the reanimated SAM factories quickly. All in all, though, that's a pretty tiny factory. It was not overly difficult to get our 5100 out of that. Now, how far over does that need to be? I think it's right about... I think it might be just this one here. Oop. Somewhere close there. Vertical. You know, when you turn the fog off in this area, it still gives a kind of like a gray approach to it. This is the swamplands, and everything just kind of has that kind of washed out look to it. I'm going to turn the fog back on so you can kind of see what this looks like with the fog here. It's kind of greebly down here, but man, when you're down in here and it's dark out, like you can't see jack. Like it's so hard to navigate around in this. And actually, on the flip side, when the fog is turned off and it does get dark out, it actually gets like really hard to see in game without the fog in other areas of the game. It's kind of crazy how that works out. Well, I nailed that perfectly, didn't I? You don't know if you guys know of the unlimited elevator length that you can do. Basically, with the floor holes, you can connect an elevator from top to bottom without having to stop every so often to cover the maximum length for it. Hello, there we go. Just one and floor hole. So I'll show you how that works. Let me just throw this conveyor down here as an input line. $1,200 items. So yeah, you take your elevator here, click on your floor hole, and you can see that you can only travel so far with it, but it doesn't matter between floor holes. If you come all the way back up to the top here, boink, it will complete that and build the elevator all the way up for us. I don't know if it's intended by game or if that's a glitch, but it's a glitch that's very handy. If they ever patched that out, I'm gonna have some fixing to do, which would kind of suck a little bit. Now this is the boring, long process here, is getting all of these conveyors together. Get all of the materials running along. It's frustratingly time consuming. Moving products around the map, but everybody's gonna say, hey, why aren't you using trains? Why aren't you using trucks? Why aren't you using drones? Blah, 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 blah. Conveyors are the most consistent delivery process to be able to move products around the map. Just, you're better off doing conveyors because you're gonna get that more consistent flow of products flowing along here. I do it all the time. I conveyor everything all over the place. I'll end up with 1,000,000 miles of conveyor here. I don't think I have enough foundation to be able to stretch that out. I think that music might still be a little bit too loud. I'm gonna turn it down just a bit more. It's already like crazy low. It's down to 2 on the media player. Let me know if the mic is too loud, guys, if you're popping into chat here, and hopefully it's not. That's not long enough. So the maximum you can go with a conveyor unmodded is basically 7 of these foundation lengths. Is your maximum go on that? Is what it is. You can get mods to be able to do, I think it's even unlimited. But I don't have any mods at all installed on my Satisfactory playthroughs. It is completely unmodded. The only thing I do is I do have advanced game mode turned on so I can fly around without having to worry about jetpacks or hover packs or any of that kind of crap. I don't have to worry about fuel. I don't have to worry about power. I've got that stuff turned on and I'm doing 0 build cost right now. It still shows the animation of the materials being used. But I mean, it doesn't really matter. We're not actually using it. That's still too short. See, we're coming out of the swampland now, so that kind of grayish look is starting to disappear a little bit here as we move along. Gray, green. As we head back into the desert area. I do find that the Mark 6 conveyor, the animation for its build, is crazy slow. Not sure why that is. Any of the other conveyors, it builds like really quick, but the Mark 6 conveyor takes its time. Quick reminder, everybody, reach out and hit that like button on the video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Ring that notification bell so you can be notified when I've either uploaded a video or lately, like for the next little while, it's going to be kind of live stream focused. And I will save at various intervals to a new save file so that I know to come back and record a video at each kind of milestone. I'll record a clip until we get to a point where everything is all working as intended. Yeah, it's gonna take a hot minute to build all of this. So yeah, we're gonna start bringing the Caterium line down the what is that, the north side of this conveyor highway. When we get to the SAM, or we'll step out a little bit more, there's going to be a bunch of like little elevator jumps and hops and moves so that we can get all of the product to kind of line up properly and not interfere with any other product lines that we're building. I do have another Caterium line that's way up here that I've got to bring down to catch up to this one. And because these are full lines, all the full lines just get stacked together. And then, yeah, we set up the mergers on the sides. Coffee time. Got me's my Tim Hortons. Wouldn't be a very good Canadian if I wasn't drinking my Tim Hortons. Yeah, see, this is as dark as starting to approach here. It's going to get like crazy dark. And let me just see if I turn that fog back on, if it... Oh, that's already off. Hold on. You see how it brightens a little bit with the fog at night? Yet, when you're down in that swamp area, not so much. But then you lose that view distance. But right now, I guess being able to see is a little bit more important than being able to see all the way across the map while we're just gathering these materials together. When we start getting the massive factories together, though, having the fog turned off really gives you a build scope when you can see from one end of the factory to the other end. I'm going to try to do as much as much vertical building. I'm totally screwed up that word. I'm going to try to do as much vertical building as I can. But with that said, any builds that require any kind of water or fluid, when we get down to getting all the oil together to be able to make petroleum coke, because we'll be using an alternate recipe to be able to make heavy oil residue, like lots of heavy oil residue, and it makes a little bit of polymer resin as a waste product. We may end up turning that polymer resin into something else later on. I'm not sure yet. It might just get dumped into awesome sinks. But dealing with fluid in this game is still, man, it is a struggle. So I try to keep everything on one level playing field for dealing with any fluid dynamics. As soon as you start using any type of head lift and you start adding the pumps in to get your head lift up and get the fluids moving up to a higher tier, you end up with so much slosh in the conveyors or into the pipes, and machines starve out all the time. Yeah, I'm going to keep it all on one level playing field for anything that's going to require oil or water. I think that's the only liquid products that I'm going to be using on here. I'm not going to be making any like sulfuric acid. Like there is a recipe to be able to make, more aluminum ingots if I use sulfuric acid. But in the grand scheme of things, for how many aluminum ingots we're actually going to, or how much bauxite we're going to have, there isn't really enough sulfur in game to make it worth the effort to build the sulfuric acid to make that much extra alumina solution. Or I think I might just go straight to aluminum scrap. I can't remember at this point. In the next couple of streams that I end up doing, I'll have I've got a handwritten checklist. It's up in my laptop bag upstairs right now. I'm not going to run up and get it, but of kind of all of the steps and processes that I got to do to be able to get this to where we need it. Okay, we're going to throw elevator lift here and an elevator lift here, and I think need that to go like this, and then this, and then that. Okay, now we are 2 elevators. We have 2,400 Caterium of the 15,000 done now. So now it's a matter of looking at the minimap and seeing, okay, where's our next nodes? Map. Hello. Caterium ore. We have 2 to the south of us, 1 to the north, and 2 to the north of us that are like relatively close here. And I think they're going to come in on their own lines. So we're going to do the north ones first. So I'm going after this bad boy here. And we're just going to fire off the search tool to give us a quick real-time look. So this is the first one. That's the closer one. We'll end up bringing our conveyor line here to kind of match that. There should be another one that's going to show up. Actually, you know what? Well, let's see where this is right now. Oh, is this a pure node or is this a... No, it's a normal node. So we'll see if there's a merger happening. So from here, I'm just going to stay to the east side of this. Now, if we head straight south from this, that tees us right into our highway. The highway runs absolute due east-west on the global grid. It's built to the actual global grid. So we will build this out this way. And this should be able to, this one little line that we're going to run out here, it'll get this node and then the one that's further off that way. We'll have to, you know, scan for it again because I don't think it actually showed up within range of our scanner. I'm hoping I'm not too close to that. I don't think I am. We can actually throw down our miner on this right now. Build it out this way and that way. Production Mark III miner. Yeah, so this is 600 items per minute on this, and then we will bring our elevator line up. Back to Zoop. No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Helps if I place it in the right location too. So far, I'm pretty happy with the stream quality. The video quality seems to be within acceptable ranges. Okay, so that's going to stay right there for now. I'm just going to throw a sign down on this so that I do remember offhand how many items that is when we get there. Caterium 600 IPM items per minute. That way I will remember later on when I get this other line. I can't remember if what this other, actually the mini map will tell me. Caterium, this one right here is a pure node. So yeah, that 600 line is just going to run on its own down there. All right, let's scan. No. Do 900 meters in front of us. I gotta remember that if I, make sure I fly to the end of this and then click on it, it'll, oh man, screwed that up. It will let me continue building instead of waiting for the line to build without it like clipping wrong. Let's do another quick scan here and see how far away that is. Should be pretty quick here. 400 meters. I think that's it right there. That'll be pretty close. And yes, this is a pure node, so we will put our foundation on. Hold control key. It sets your foundation to the world grid. Makes it nice and easy to build on. Also makes it nice and easy for you to be able to line up your equipment on there properly. Make sure I overclock the nuts out of this. Quick reminder, everybody, reach down, hit that like button on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, ring the notification bell so you can be notified when we are live or when I post a new video. Quick floor hole. Elevator length might have made it all the way down here, but I'd hate to have to, pull the elevator down and then realize, no, we don't have enough. Oh yeah, see, it wasn't enough. It's all good, yep. So this is another 1,200 item per minute line. It's the maximum amount of products that you can get on a conveyor. The maximum speed you can get on a conveyor. There's nothing beyond 1,200 items per minute. So this has got us to, what, 3640, 200 now? 3.5 full lines is what we've gathered. Of the 15,000. Yeah, the Caterium is not going to take us long at all. So the next step after I get all the Caterium ore gathered is we will be building converter factories to convert all that Caterium ore into bauxite. And then add that bauxite to a bunch of awesome sinks until we start building our aluminum. And then we're going after copper, because we're going to do the same thing with the copper ore. Is we're going to be turning all the copper ore into bauxite as well too, using the converters in here. And the converters, these are all like 1.0 end game pieces of equipment that were introduced when the game went full live after early access. No, that's not where that goes. Man, I remember when I, was first playing this, and I was even first like starting to do videos with Satisfactory. And I was watching a lot of other people doing videos, and people were just like cruising along and clicking things and just like automatically selecting items to start build with and getting this. I'm like, how the hell are they doing that? Like, I didn't realize that it's, your middle mouse button. Now, I've known for a while now, but when I first was playing, it was just kind of like everybody just assumed everybody knew that. And so it wasn't really talked about at all. And then I think it was maybe Bits that in one of his videos he had just mentioned, just middle click this and select and build. And when you do select that, like say for instance, I select this miner that's here, this Mark III miner. I've already set that miner up with overclocking at 250%. So if I go and throw this down, I don't know if I've got a node around here on anything that I can set down. What are the chances there's like no nodes near me? I know there's like iron. Okay, there's some copper over here. I'm just trying to show a point. I've middle clicked that. There's also a limestone node over here too. Oh, here's some iron. So I'm going to click this down. I had middle clicked on that particular miner. So when I come over here, you look, it's already got your power shards in there, and it's already, overclocked to where you need it to be. So it saves the recipe. And it's even the same for if you're building factories and stuff, and you've got it pre-configured with an X overclock that you needed with a specific recipe. Say you're got refinery set up, you're making pure iron ingots, for instance. You build one refinery, you set your recipe up, you set your overclock to where you want it, you add your power shards where you want, and then middle click on it, and then just start spam building them, and you're good to go. All of the ones you build off of that one that you selected from the middle click gets you your factory built with all of its settings. And why is this conveyor empty? What did I forget to do down here? This conveyor shouldn't be empty. I bet you I didn't connect the chunk of conveyor. Ooh, we're gonna fall to our doom. The chunk of conveyor that goes from the miner to the elevator. I'm like 99.985% sure that that's where I forgot to connect it. Yep, that's exactly what I forgot to do because I'm an idiot. Yes. Fixed. All right, good. And now we've got our 1200 item line going. Sehr gut, yeah? I see my notification actually went out on YouTube that I'm live, which is like crazy. Most of the time it doesn't. So, the more conveyors you end up getting here, kind of the more time consuming it ends up getting building this. And then it's like, Do I take the time and build a blueprint for it? And then sometimes the blueprint can be like problematic. I guess it depends on how tall I make it. And then if it goes over, like, I don't know, sometimes blueprints can save you lots of time. Other times it just adds one more step of complexity in making sure things connect properly. So the top conveyor here is the one that's at 600 items per minute. The bottom one is our full conveyor line. So I'll show you what I'm going to do differently with those when we get up here. So glad that chatbot is working properly. Exclamation mark commands will give you a link to the list of commands that are available. I'm pretty sure, I think it's the more you participate in chat, the more loyalty points you get. Additionally, the more time that you spend in chat, just even you can just be a lurker and just sit there in the background watching. You get X points. I can't remember what the actual point spread is, but you do start earning points just by watching. And then of course you can spend those points to annoy me with some very loud in-game alerts. Like which one was the really loud one? I gotta remember how to do that again too. I think it's just, I'm not sure if that's the command or not for it. I may not have enough points either. Where's my command list? I click on my command list and it'll tell me what the commands are for it. Oh, redeem, and then the name of it. That's what it is. I should probably see how many points I've got first. Is it loyalty? I gotta try to remember what these commands are, because it's been like so long since I've used them. I'm thinking it's not that. It might be points. Oh, yeah, points. I've got 18,000. Oh, yeah, so I can go exclamation redeem, and then what was the command for the crazy loud one? Oh yeah, here's like, oh yeah, there's tons of commands. Redeem allows the viewers to redeem. Oh, I think I did that wrong. Redeem horn. Use, redeem, and then item requirement. Yeah, but I can't remember what I named the item. And I'm not signed in. To select it out of the shop. Let's see if this one works. Oh yeah, there we go. That one worked. Anyhow, they're there. You guys can play with them. Oh yeah, this one's good too. Redeem. Potato. This is for Lockdot specifically. Because his internet was always like ridiculous trash. Redonkulous trash. That one's loud. That one's got some noise to it. I could definitely hear that through the old headphones here. The air horn is like even worse. I'm not like overly like wanting to give it away. I think it's actually all the commands too. Might be listed in my Discord. Actually, I'm pretty sure they are. Where's my Discord window? And is it under the rules? No, I don't think it's under rules. Tips and tricks, memes, events, boost, last commands for YouTube chat. Yeah, they're all there. Oh, it's air horn. Man, you got to hear loud that this is a process. It's all one word. Redeem. Air horn. Warning, ears. This is gonna sound like, oh my god. Even still, I hit the button and I jumped. I even hit the button and I freaking jumped. That's why that one's the most expensive. It costs 125 points to spend that, to buy that. Because, yeah. It's done loud. Oh, what am I doing? I need logistics for the riser. It's hard to believe that the bauxite here, that orange, ends up turning into aluminum after a whole pile of processing to get it to where we need it to be. Okay, so this is line, I'm gonna back this one off. This line is curving out this way, and then we're adding a second row here. This needs to be like so. Because this is our partial line of 600 items per minute. And then this here, we've got to actually step it up. Okay, so that is now 3 full lines. get this to the right stop points. So now that I've got like 3 full lines of conveyors, I'm going to just like run it out and then I will come back. Well, I guess we should probably figure out what our next... I think we've got to go this way now. There's going to be more lines we're going to be adding to this. But I think I might like bring it in a little bit further up here. We'll play this by ear and kind of see how this is going to work out. I just got to stretch my legs. I apologize to your ears if that made like loud bangs and clicks. I should have muted the mic before I moved it. The delay seems pretty good on the stream too. It's only about a 6-second delay. I'm all right with that. I'm happy with that. I'll bring this one up all the way too, and then the elevators, and then once we get the next lines in here, I'll adjust that. Okay. Minimap, let's look at where this is. Caterium, it's like directly due south of us. Not quite, a little bit this way. Let's hit our button. Ding! There is how many nodes here? Is it actually like 3? A normal node, a pure node, and a normal node. That's going to be 2 more full lines. Nice! And I'm not entirely sure where we're going to run those conveyors. Okay, because it's daylight, we're going to kill the fog in here now. Because this is trash to look at. All right, show me the Caterium. Which is their fancy way to say gold. Okay. It is all down below us here. And it looks like it might even be behind this wall. So we are going to throw a nuke down. A little bit of radiation, but I got a hazmat suit on. We're all good. Okay, where is this Caterium? Oh, right here, pure node. Okay, that's one of them. There's got to be another. Okay, normal node and normal node. Okay, there's got to be another. Oh, it's all wide open right here. I didn't have to blow anything up. Okay, good to know. All right, we found our nodes. Oh, look, there's some random ore deposits that are laying around that's preventing us from putting our foundations down. We can manually dig those out. Okay. Foundation time. This one here, we got to take that little pillar out of it first. Node cluster. I bet you I got to move this one too. 'Tis going to be in the way. Oh, look, another one in the way. Okay, looking at our entrance point or exit point out of here, we're going to put this. We're going to have to delete this too. Okay, Mark III miner. Overclocked to 250%, 1,200 items per minute. And there's all kinds of like little node clusters around here that you gotta bust away. You can't lay foundations through them, so... Another one there, but I don't think that is going to be in the way for building. And I should have taken my own advice. Middle clicked. And then, of course, I middle clicked again and selected the foundation. Okay, so we are going to merge these two lines. That's east. That's south, so... I think what I'm going to do is we're going to get the conveyors kind of where I want them first. Let's throw a merger down here. Logistics. I'm just going to use a standard merger for this because both lines are equal. So the way these mergers work, each one of these inputs gets its own moment in time to be able to get an item from. So if you have 3 different lines feeding into this, it'll pull from this one, and then it'll pull from this one, then it'll pull from this one. If there's nothing here, it'll move on to the next one. If there's nothing there, then it goes back to this one. And it just keeps equally pulling from all sides on it. Now there's also the priority merger. This was introduced, this is new, the priority merger. So I've turned this input, the middle input, this one here, it's set as high priority. So anything that goes in there, it's always going to pull from this one. And then if there's a gap, it'll pull from this one or from this one, depending on what you have being fed into it. And then your output line flies out on that side. Amazing for being able to do conveyor load balancing. Before they brought this priority merger system in, to be able to load balance conveyors and be able to get your conveyors up to, basically I try to shift all of my products over to maximize a conveyor. And so you'd end up having to do it with like 2 smart splitters and 2 mergers and have them, you know, the top line is an overflow line and the bottom line is a priority or your primary line, and then you're merging products from the top one and then it overflows. Like it ends up being a logistical nightmare in conveyors. It looks like a big knot of conveyors and everything. I actually did a video a really long time ago on how to optimize those conveyors with that type of a merger system, so you could always get the products that you wanted, get your conveyors up to their maximum. At the time, that was like 780 items per minute for a Mark 5 conveyor. So, you know, if you were pulling multiple lines of the same product together, it was convenient for you to make sure that those were balancing properly. But it was a nightmare to build. And sometimes they didn't quite work right because, like I said, these mergers pull from their inputs equally. So if there's product there, it doesn't like prioritize one line as I'm the important line. It basically just alternates and pulls from each of those lines, which is kind of lame. Okay, I'm going to throw just a conveyor or a foundation out here that we're going to build off of. Where is my highway? Life is that way. My highway is back out that way. So we're going to come out here just a little bit, and then we are going to shoot up vertically with this. Now, do I... Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to combine it with this other conveyor system that's right beside us here. Straight to the west. I believe it's this one that lines up to it. Yes, it is. Switch it back to Zoop. Zoop, that is. Yeah, so the product will come up this side, out that way. We can go with... Oh, I totally screwed up my hotkey. Let's fix that. Foundation, okay, remap that. You know what? I'm going to change 7 because I'm not using power to my conveyor hole. My floor hole. I'm going to put down 2 holes, not 3, because there's going to be 2 full conveyor lines out of here. You know what? I can just zoop this back. I don't think that zooped back as far as I'd like it to. Input lines. Now, unfortunately, I can't pull both elevators up at the same time, which is a little on the sucky side, but I can go and build this one in reverse. I'm adding some conveyors here because I want to show you another little item if you haven't played this game. They actually have some measuring tools now that measures conveyor speeds. Which I think is kind of cool. They're reasonably accurate. They're not 100%. But they're meant to kind of give you an idea to make sure, okay, you're close to making sure that you have your conveyors running at the speed they're supposed to be doing. They'll fluctuate by 1 or 2 items per minute, but they're not really fluctuating 1 or 2 items per minute. It's kind of weird that way. Okay, we are going to bring this down. I'm not going to use a conveyor hole here. Now, I believe this is, yes, this is our 1200 item per minute. Mind you, they're both going to be 1200 items per minute. So let's get this one hooked up first. So they've got these throughput monitors that you can throw on here. And we're going to start from... I want this conveyor all out there so I can click it on so you can see what it looks like. That's not what I want. Turn this way. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to prep a bunch of the conveyors that are going around here. Make sure they're going to where they need to be going. I'll show you the throughput monitors here in a second. You just got to bear with me. Okay, so that one's running. That one I'm going to do last. But I'm going to put the throughput monitor here. It's not going to... The conveyor system's like not long enough right now to actually give me an accurate reading. But it'll show you how the numbers start climbing. And it takes time for them to calibrate. Bam. Okay, so we'll hook this one up now. So this number here is going to start changing. It will eventually balance out to 600 items per minute. And then this one here is already, you can see it's starting to climb up. This one will hit to 1200 because it's going to be pulling equally from both of these sides. But the conveyor ran out of steam, ran out of distance before it had an accurate time to be able to measure that product. It's going to be running for a few minutes for it to give you an accurate reading as to how much product is flowing through there. Now, of course, because these are full right now, this will, like if we only had one of these conveyors hooked up, it would just fly out this at 1200 items per minute until they pulled out of everything that's in the pool here. And then it'll slow down to the actual production level, the production rate of this miner. And then the two of them, you both see both of them are 600 items per minute. They'll merge together, give us 1200. So that's two more lines. That's another 2400 on the 42. So that's 60, 42, 24, 6600 of the 15. So we're getting there. We are making progress. And if we look at the map here, you can see as we claim the node, it turns it from a white icon to a black icon that's on here. They are claimed and in full production. There's another one way down there. I'm glad that so many of these are pure nodes. Okay, so that should end up connecting to, is that the superhighway? That is the superhighway there. So we are going to run this line down this side. So generally a conveyor will always lay in the direction that you start with. So wherever you start the conveyor to where you go to, that's the direction the conveyor is going to flow. However, if you're connecting to an existing conveyor, it will adopt whatever direction that conveyor is. So what do I mean by that? Well, this little section here that we're going to do through all the way over to the superhighway there, just to kind of increase our speed of building, is I'm only going to lay down the first conveyor. And more foundation. This will just be a short little example of what I'm going to do. Okay, so say for instance, I took this and I wanted to connect it back this way. Well, because I've placed this conveyor here, well, now this conveyor is running in the wrong direction and it won't connect. It'll never connect to this one. But if you take this first length of conveyor, you get it set in the right direction. So now it's running to that direction. Because we're going to start it from here, and it's already got a direction set at it, it configures the conveyor to be built properly, and then we can run backwards and connect the conveyor back up. It always builds from start to end though, so even though we connected it this way, it'll build it out that way. Just, I don't know whether that was any useful information to you or not, but it's there. Have it if you want it. Disregard it if you don't. I don't care. I'm just trying to make like 10 million screws. I honestly don't know what, we're going to keep a tally going as to how many screws. I haven't done the math onto just how much we'll be able to pull off on this. I think it's going to be north of 10 million screws per minute though. Okay, here's the big thing. If it doesn't crash my system. I am somewhat, I got to remember to make sure I put the elevators down on this because it gets a little more tricky to put elevators, or not elevators, conveyorless, the risers. It's a little more tricky to do it if you don't put it down right away and the conveyors are all connected. Sometimes hard to line it up. My train of thought just totally evaporated into nothingness. It is what it is. What was I saying? What was I saying? Huh. Totally gone. Oh well. Clearly wasn't that important. What time is it anyway? It is only 10:15. I'm going to stream for like another hour more, I think. This will be left as a VOD, so if you didn't catch it during the live, you can watch it later. I'm going to try to stream like regularly for the next little bit while I'm working on this project, just because it's going to take so long to build. Like, where are we at for, let me just save this right now and it'll tell me where we're at for our game played hours on this particular project right now. Save. 24 hours and 21 minutes, 18 seconds is my game played. Just this aluminum plan that I've got going on. So I have a regular, like, Monday to Friday, 8 to 5 job. So I only get like a few hours a night to build. And thanks to Steam stream gameplay capabilities, like I could be upstairs sitting with my wife watching a movie and I can grab my laptop, which is nothing to write home about. My work laptop is just like an i5 12th gen, maybe a 13th gen, 12th gen with like 16 gigs of RAM. Like nothing. It's a business laptop. I threw Steam on there and I can stream to my desktop and play. So I could be connected to Wi-Fi upstairs and I will connect Steam and stream the gameplay from my workstation down to my downstairs heroes in my office. So I'll be able to, I'm playing it on my computer downstairs, but I'm using my keyboard and mouse and laptop screen upstairs to be able to play with it, which is, it's kind of cool that Steam does that. Okay, so now we need to get this material to this side of the map. We're going to throw some foundations down here and we're going to see just what's going to be the easiest way to pull this off without interacting with what's going on here. And I kind of think the best way to do it for these, because we don't have a massive mountain, is I'm just going to I think I'm just going to shoot this over top instead of underneath. And then I'm going to bring another one here for the second conveyor. Do I like this plan? Am I a fan of where this is going? I don't think I am. I'm not. I'm going to drop it down below. So we are going to go from here to here. And it's on this line. We're going to go here to here, I think. So you should be line number 1. You're going to be line number 2. Line number 2 on the bottom end becomes line number 1, like so. And if I have this spaced well enough that if I click here and do this, is this a straight 90 into here? Or does that shoot off to the side? That shoots off to the side. I have that not in the right spot. Hopefully that wasn't too loud for your ears. Sorry. Not. It peaked a little bit. Hopefully I'll go back. I'll rewatch this stream and kind of see what it maybe sounds like. Because I'm going to be playing with these mic settings for a while to kind of get everything going. Now, is this the right spot or are we now over too far? We're over too far. That's amazing. Okay, so we're going to split the difference on this. We're going to go right there. Right there. First one and second one, I will use the... There is different ways that you can build. Oh, I don't need a nuke here right now. That's good. I do need a conveyor, though. The first one, though, you can't, like this, when they're this close, you can't use the straight build because it doesn't think that this is straight. It gets all confused and it wants to make this massive little nut. Curved, just like swoops it way out and back in, which is dumb. Default build mode gives it a nice little 90-degree tuck in there. This one, though, however, because we are slightly offset, we can throw this as a straight build and it puts in the proper 90 and it matches. Like it's the right curve. There's just a slight little offset on the curve, but not enough to warrant any incorrect build issues. And then because these are both full conveyors, we're going to turn this. So now what we got going, because we have 3 conveyors that are going to be coming along here, we've got to move those 3 conveyors up over top of this. And to do that, we have to throw some elevators up here to lift those 3 conveyors. And then I'm going to delete out. Wow, I totally butchered that build. Let's delete that and try that again. I do have to kind of make sure that I put it in the right spot so that they line up. This needs to be like in this elevator. There we go. Now when I put this down, it's in the right spot. And then we need to do the same thing with this one. And then we can delete out these lifts. Conveyor poles, I think they call them. Whatever. I think I can even delete out this one. We don't need it anymore. Connect that one there. That can go there. Okay, we'll finish pulling these ones up. Everything will connect seamlessly. Excellent, Smithers. No, I don't need that lift there. Okay. But I do need this one more higher. And because those are already attached, I can go back and forth on these now because the conveyors are already running in the correct direction for build. It is much faster if I'm not switching between conveyors and elevator or conveyor poles when building this and foundations. These lines all come together quite nicely. Now we got 5 full conveyors. 1,200 items per minute. That's 6,000. And then our 600 line that's here. And we got to go back now and connect this line. I'm going to have to take like a pass out, you know, to the south end of the map here and just kind of double check to make sure that there isn't... I wish you could zoom out more on this map. Like, that's the most you could zoom out. I can't really see what's down here. It does look like there is some Caterium that's down over here, so I don't think I'm going to have to worry about it too much. We're just going to keep kind of flashing over top of this. Kind of looks like it's only going to be on this far side. And then there's like one... Yeah, one right here. That's a copper node. Let's zoom in a bit. Nope. See, as soon as I zoom in, because it's so far south, you can't really see it, which is a little sucky. Oh, you can't even see when I'm like showing over here because my camera is in the way. Oh well. But yeah, there is some stuff on the south end of the map, but it's like at the south west corner. So it's not anything I got to deal with like kind of right now in our next couple of conveyor runs here. But you can kind of see like how much of a work in progress this is going to be. Getting this, once we get all the materials together in one spot, then it gets a lot easier because you're only working in one spot. You're not traveling back and forth across the map. And look at that sunrise. Or is that a moonrise and we're getting dark? I would say that's the moon. That's... I don't know. It could be that there's multiple different suns here. I don't know what's day and night. It gets confusing. I think that might be the sunrise. And that's the moon setting. But visually, this game is... It's great. I love it. Unreal 5 engine. I think it's 5 point... I'm not even going to guess. 5.2? 5 point something? It's 5 point something. Unreal. Okay, this should be... If we go by this line... 1... That's 2, 3, 4. Oh, you know what? We're going to build right to that one, and then we can just follow those conveyor markers going forward. Just going to build these all out just to make sure that each of these elevators are working before we continue on down our stretch. And they are all product filled. I don't think I labeled the 600 line, did I? I don't think I need to label it. I remember that it's 600 items per minute. I think I'm okay. Map time though. Let's have a look at our Caterium and see. You can see all the ones that are got that black dot or on them. They're ones that we have completed. Looks like we can move a little bit further now. There's going to be one relatively close to... We're looking at this one right here on the map. It's a normal node. We'll be able to merge it with the one that's right here, I think. And that's going to be relatively... Like our highway is like right along here. It's going to be pretty close to it. Let's go find that first then. And then we'll kind of see where it lines up to the highway. Should ding right in front of us here pretty quick. There we go. 300 meters directly in front of us. Oh, and look, it's got a... You can tell this is a boulder that we've got to like destroy because it's got all the little cracks on it. It basically kind of makes itself look different from the rest of the rocks around here. The ones that have cracks on them, you can blow up. The ones that don't, you can't. And to blow them up, we use our Novelist. And I have a handy dandy inventory full of nuclear ones. Because why not? Okay, we're going to... Oh, of course, there's a piece in the way. Of course, after a nuke goes off, like anything else, there's a little bit of a fallout. Okay, and then this, because now we're stepping up to where we started accumulating our SAM ore, our Caterium lines are actually going to be running this way and this way for our merger line, which then puts this as us having to get rid of this little clump, Caterium. I don't know why the Caterium like spreads out so much, because there's like a chunk there, there's a chunk there, there's one way over there. It's like the only ore that I find that there's lots of little chunks around the main node. None of the other ones are really like that. Mark III miner, we're going to face it that way, overclock the crap out of it. I'm going to throw a stack of this in here too so that I get it out of my inventory. 600. We're going to vert. And because that lines up with this one, we're just going to throw a little overlap in there. You know what? With us not having to deal with any, because there is no impure nodes of Caterium at all, which is kind of nice. We never have to deal with, I think, like the merger lines. Like, well, the one that's way the frick back there. What totally sucks is I got to deal with this mess here in turning these conveyors all over to where I need them to go. This is going to be a logistical cluster here. It's not going to be fun to look at. I'm going to tell you that much. If I look at the map, that one there is gathered. This one here is kind of a little bit more further to the east. It's another pure node. I think we'll go after that one now too. Let me finish getting this stuff moved. Thinking I'm planning to myself. Knowing kind of the materials and stuff I gotta move around. Do I take the time to increase that? Do I make a... I'm trying to decide if I go and make a blueprint for the conveyors. Or if I keep kind of doing the way I'm going right now. Thing is, it's just going to keep expanding either way. I think I only need to go 4 high with the lifts. So I'll constantly have to edit the blueprint all the time. You know what? Let's build a blueprint. I will adjust the blueprint every time that we add a new layer to it. Or I'll create a new one. Every time. I think now that we're 5 high, it takes that much longer to build the conveyors, so. Just gonna build a platform here so I can lay down the blueprint designer. That should be big enough. Special. Logistics. We're going from... I mean, it doesn't really matter where we put this. We're going from here to here. If this was... Man, if this was 7 squares wide, it would be absolute... Oh, you know what? I bet you I can't. I can't! Because the elevator, the pole sticks up higher. So I gotta build this 1 click in. And it's gonna be the same at this end. So I was gonna say, wow, if we were just like 1 full foundation wider, we would have been able to build a full conveyor length, but you wouldn't be able to anyway. Because you can't put down the pole, the riser at all. I think I want that 4 high. Is that 4? Okay, I do have to actually click it to make it freaking build. I think what I'll do is I will probably make a new blueprint every time I add a new conveyor to it. I'll open it, add a layer, and then save it as a new blueprint. You know what? I'm going to start right from... Is too high probably too much? I don't think too high's too much to start building. Oh, I did not mean to delete that. Oops. I didn't delete anything else out of there, did I? That would have really sucked if I, like, destroyed my bauxite production. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay. Dumb blueprint. It's only a too high conveyor. I know. Too high Mach 6 conveyor. I don't need to put a description on that. Let's select an icon for it. Let's go Mach 6. What color do I want? I want this green. I'm just going to copy and paste this. Actually, is there a preload that we can use? Let's go with Fix It Orange. We're saving that blueprint, and then we're going to select the directory for it. We're going to edit. It took me a while to figure out how to manage this stupid thing. Oh, I don't have a... I gotta add a subcategory first. You can't actually put anything in here unless you have a subcategory. We're gonna go with Mark 6 conveyors. Doink. So now when we come here, there's an actual category, so we can go to undefined. We can drag this down and place it here, and now it's done. Apply the changes, and now it's in our logistics. So now, can I save this as a new blueprint if I add the next layer to it? Three high Mark 6 conveyor. Save blueprint. Set directory. Edit. Logistics. Boom. 3 high conveyor. So we got our 2 high, a 3 high. I'm not building a blueprint for a 1 high conveyor because that makes 0 sense. You can just build a 1 high conveyor. Apply changes. Alrighty then. Confirm. Come back and save 4 high. So as long as I change that description every time, we are golden, and then we can set the directory, we edit it, we drag it to logistics, throw it into our Mark 6 category, apply changes. I'm only going to build up to the 5th one right now. Oh no, I've got the blueprint designer up. I'll do 8. What is the main purpose in this game? The main purpose of this game. Oh, and by the way, what? Was that big body brandy? 420? I'm not sure. Anyhow, welcome to the stream.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
The main purpose of this game is to reap the planet of absolutely everything that you can. Exploit it for all of its resources, but do it efficiently. Basically the exact opposite of what we should be doing to our own planet, or the exact thing we're currently doing to our own planet. I don't know how you want to, I don't know what's the best way to actually look at that. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to set the directory now. We're going to edit this, throw it into logistics, and Mark 6, that's our 5 high. I think I'll do up to 8 right now, and then we can rebuild the blueprint designer later and add in another one. So this is going to be our 6 high conveyor. Save, set directory, edit. Logistics, I didn't hold it long enough. Logistics. Did I apply those changes? Yes, I did. Okay, we're good. Now there is a build mode now where, like with the blueprints, you can click and they will link to other. When they first brought in the blueprint designer, if you were putting like rows of blueprints together, the conveyors wouldn't link together, so you'd still have to go back after the fact and connect each one of the little conveyors. Well, they fixed that now, so it will actually build it, which is it'll link the conveyor to the previous one you put down, which is, man, I can't imagine not being able to do that, because I never used the blueprint designer before, because I mean you'd have to go back and fix all those little glitches anyway. And we're setting the directory, we're editing, dragging to logistics. So that's number 7. And then we are going to do number 8. 8 high conveyor. How long have you been playing this game? I started playing this game when it was at early access update 5 is when early access update 4, but it was like 2 days and then update 5 was out. So I really just got my feet wet with it. And they went to update 8 before they released. So I played probably for a year in early access, maybe a little over a year in early access before they went to full release. And we are saving. This is our 8 high conveyor. I'm not going to go up. Once we need to go higher than an 8 high conveyor, I will save that blueprint at that point. Set the directory, edit, throw it into my logistics catalog. It did not go there. Why did it not? Logistics. There we go. It's there now. Oh, it put it in the wrong spot. I don't want it there. I want it there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really sucked to get them like out of order. Okay. Done. And then we are going to clear our blueprint designer. It's empty. Delete out all these extra foundations we don't need. Excellent. Okay, that's what am I doing? Blueprints, logistics. I need my 5 high one. Turn it so that it's facing the right way. You can tell by the arrows. And switch my build mode so that it links. And then I gotta make sure I keep it on the same line. As soon as it turns red, we back up until it's right there. And so that now has just expanded that line rather than us building each individual layer. This single line, I will keep moving it up. Grab our blueprint. Click there. Red, that means we're beyond what our build distance can be. Man, that, you know what? It does speed up the process. I will definitely say that. I'm glad I took the time to get those blueprints built, get them out of the way, get them in there. Because now they're there for us for the rest of the playthrough. I don't know if you'll have enough points yet to actually be able to redeem. Yes, it costs 50 tokens and you only have 12. So if you're in chat longer, you'll get more tokens over time. The longer you're in chat or the longer you participate in chat, the more tokens you'll get and the more things you'll be able to do in chat. It's part of the cloud bot service that Streamlabs provides. They've got these little like loyalty things to keep people engaged in the stream. I mean, I do my best at talking to myself to a screen. Like I've been streaming now for, I don't know, how long have I been streaming for? Where's my timer? Do we even have a timer? Do I even know? I don't know. I used to have a timer. It's been so long since I've streamed, I can't remember. I've streamed for, I don't know. I honestly can't remember. Oh, live, 2 hours. There it is, top left-hand corner of the chat window. 2 hours now. And let's be honest, it's the first stream I've done in a while. YouTube did not send out the notification like it had back when I was streaming all the time. So the viewer count's kind of blowing through the whole thing. So I've been spending 2 hours talking to myself. It's every streamer goes through it. You got to pay your dues. And if you don't stream like all the time, you got to pay those dues more frequently than somebody that's streaming every day for like 6 hours a day. It is what it is. Okay, so there should be another Caterium node around here that we've got to go after first. Yeah, it's this one here that I want to head for. It's kind of off. Yeah, it's 800 meters away here. I think it might be kind of in line with this SAM ore that I'm already gathering. Well, maybe not. We might be coming in off that line. 400 meters, 300 meters. 200. There it is right there. It is like virtually underneath this conveyor. So we're going to bring it up this side. There's also an iron node here, so I'm just going to nuke that boulder out of the way. We are at one point going to have to come back and get that iron node. I'm not doing iron right now. My focus is on the aluminum to be able to get it all built. Because we could get way more screws out of the aluminum end of things, and that little critter's got to go. We're going to teach him a lesson. Zoink! Nuke! Yeah, there is no way he lived through that. Where's your body parts? Thank you. Okay, so this here, we're going to go vertical, bring it down. We're going to delete that node. Go vertical from here. Yeah, like let me let you know exactly how long. Let me see in my dashboard if it tells me how long it takes for those points to accumulate. Loyalty. Okay, that tells me whose the leaders are. Modules. Shoutouts. Slots minigame. Gambling. Chat alerts. Settings. So the settings for it are every points interval is every 5 minutes. Payout to live streamers is 3 points. So every 5 minutes you get 3 points. And then when you subscribe to my channel, you get 100 points. If you become a channel member, you get 250 points. But I think my channel members are shut off right now because I had taken a hiatus from YouTube for like 6-8 months. And YouTube zoinked my monetization. So that kind of sucks. So subscriptions get you 100 bonus points. And then you get 3 points for every 5 minutes that you're in chat. That's kind of how that works. And I believe... Oh, I closed the Streamlabs window. Good job! Dashboard. Let's go to CloudBot. Commands. I believe I have the ability to give some loyalty points. Yeah, add points to all viewers. Why don't I do this? Confirm. I don't know if you got it or not. I pushed it through. It's queued. We'll see if it actually goes through or not. We'll see. I'm going to delete that one out of there just so I can see that iron node is there. If I don't see it, I won't remember it's there. And then that will be 1,200 iron ore that won't be turned into screws later on. I don't know if you're like, so basically the whole premise of my build that's here is I'm trying to build as many screws as I possibly can. There's somebody has done, but it still says 15. Why didn't it give the viewer the points? I might have to still tweak with that setting to see if it will award points properly. But I mean, you're getting them like being in because you're up 3 points now, so it is working. It's just taking its sweet ass time. But anyhow, the whole premise of what I'm doing right now is because this project is going to take me forever to freaking build. So my last video I posted, I converted all of the iron ore in game to iron ingots. Worked out to like 171,000 iron ingots per minute is what I was crafting in game. Quite a lot. Then somebody said a comment on there and said, well, hey, now you got to go and break the record of somebody else who did a video where they made like over 4 million screws per minute. And I started like diving through the recipe books that are the wiki on here and Satisfactory calculator, and started doing a little bit of research as to, okay, what exactly can I get out of that? How far can we take this? And I think I can actually like completely destroy that record. However, it's going to take me a very long time to do it because I work a regular Monday to Friday 8 to 5 job in IT. I'm married, need to spend time with wife, and so I usually play for about 3 hours a night between 9 and midnight my time. And I'm so far on this particular playthrough with all of the materials that we have gathered so far, I'm like at just about 25 hours of game time. For me to do all the coal and all the iron that I did in the last 2 videos that I did, more than 4 million is pretty crazy. Yes, it is pretty crazy. And the factory was pretty large. but I think I'm going to blow that out of the water. I think my plan is going to get me over the 10 million per minute mark. If it doesn't blow up my computer in the process. I've got a pretty decent computer. Now, there is a specs thing to PC Part Builder. It's old. It's not my current build. I think it's an old build, so it doesn't have my current specs. I'm running with an i7 14700K. I got 64 gigs of RAM. I'm running with a 4070 Super for my graphics card. I can torture this computer pretty good. And so far on my previous builds, it hasn't tanked yet. I've had some occasional crashes, but it hasn't been like, oh my God, we're doomed type crashes. I think it's been more with like the Streamlabs stream issues more than I don't think I've ever had a crash while I've been playing direct on my desktop. Only if I'm streaming to from my desktop to my laptop have I had some occasional crashes. And I think that's more of a Steam issue than a performance issue on the actual game. So I'm thinking I can go north of 10 million per minute. So the game has a bunch of alternate, like, if you're just playing the game and you're going through your first time playthrough, there are standard recipes for things that you can build in this game. The standard recipe for building screws is getting iron ore, converting that iron ore into ingots, then crafting those ingots into iron rods, and then turning those iron rods into screws. It takes forever. It's really slow. It doesn't make a lot of screws, but it does, but it doesn't. Not in the grand scheme of things. But then if you explore the planet, you'll find that there's crash sites out amongst the planet. And in those crash sites, there are hard drives, and you can research those hard drives, and you will get alternate recipes for building different products in the games. Well, one of the alternate recipes that's available is being able to make steel screws. And you make steel screws out of steel beams, and there's lots of different ways that you can make steel beams. One of them is using an alternate recipe with aluminum, where you can take aluminum ingots and convert them into steel ingots and then craft them into... Actually, no, I think you convert it into... I think you can convert it into steel ingots and then it's into steel beams, or you may be able to go direct to steel beams. I can't remember what the exact alternate recipe is. I've got it written down somewhere. It's upstairs. But then, so you can take aluminum to do that. Well, aluminum takes bauxite. So we've got all of the bauxite mined in this game. But then there's this, what they call SAM ore, which is strange alien matter. You can run that through a converter and be able to get more bauxite. I know this will sound really confusing if you've not played this game a lot. I've got lots of playthroughs of this game that you can go back and watch some of my previous videos. You can get aluminum using converters by converting this particular ore that I'm gathering right now called Caterium ore. I could run it through converter and turn it into bauxite, which is going to make me more aluminum. And then there's also copper ore in this game. I can take the copper ore in this game and run it through the converter and turn it into bauxite as well, which gets me even more aluminum. So my goal is to get as much aluminum as I can to be able to turn it into the steel beams to be able to make the screws. That's kind of the long and the short of it. That is going to be a process, and it's going to take a lot. So you think you're following the concept, though? I've never played. Okay. Basically, I mean, like everything, this game's got steps where you can craft things. You take raw materials, you convert it into something else, and then you can take that product and convert it into something even better. Take that product and convert it. So you're basically stepping up your production line. Like any production line you would find anywhere else in the world of anything that you're a fabricant when you're building a car in a factory. you start off with a frame, you add the engine, you add the electronics, and it steps up until you get like a full vehicle. Well, that's basically what this game does too. So with these alternate recipes, I'm gonna try to see if I can set a new record for how many screws are getting made and hopefully not crash the game in the process. So would that many screws be used for anything? No, the screws, there's actually alternate recipes in this game so that you never actually have to make screws ever. This is 100% a complete absolute waste of time and resources and energy. It's just to say I did it. Yeah, it's crazy. You can actually play this game if you get all the alternate recipes that you would never have to make a screw as long as you live. You'd never have to do it ever. And I'm going to torture myself beyond that to make as many screws, and then they're going to get dumped into what's called an awesome sink, where they just get turned into basically tickets or coupons that you can use in the awesome shopping game to get cosmetics, of which I have all the cosmetics that I need already. It's not any like real money currency or anything like that. It's not like microtransaction crap you get from any other games. It's just an in-game currency that you can use to be able to get other buildables to build in the game. So you can take your production, dump it into awesome sinks to be able to create those tickets. Well, that's all I'm going to do, is I'm going to dump those 12, 10 million or however many million. If I only get to 5 million, then I guess then it's available for the next guy to come along after me and break my record, and then we can go back and forth. But the current record that I've seen so far is a little over, I think it's like 4.2 million screws. And I'm thinking I can like destroy that. I am slightly cheating. Let me explain. There is an alien artifact that's located on this planet. It's called a summer sloop. It looks like a little infinity symbol. It is this little doodad here. The game only has 105 of them that naturally occur in the planet. Because I'm playing in a creative mode on this, I can have unlimited access to those objects. Those objects can be used in manufacturing facilities, like the different factories, whether it's a constructor or a manufacturer or an assembler, to increase your output capabilities. So if you load it up with basically the add-on module, the summer sloop module, you can double your production out on that particular piece of equipment. So I'm going to be taking 100% full advantage of that to be able to try to hit this target of ridiculousness. That's my goal. But yeah, that's what's happening. And I'm not the only one ever to do a design or build like this. I don't know if you've ever seen any videos from Let's Game It Out. He's played this game, but the way he does it is it's just absolutely like spaghetti conveyors everywhere, where he doesn't use foundations and he builds these absolutely ridiculous rat nests of conveyors and pipes and you name it, to take the game to a level that was never intended to be played to. So it's not like I'm the first guy to say, I'm going to cheat in a bunch of items to be able to play this. I am 100% aware that other people have done it, and I'm going to do it for here to try to set a record for the most amount of screws. And come on, like, there we go. Trying to get those to line up properly. Oh, I didn't want that there. Okay, I'm gonna have to think this whole process out a little bit here on getting these products up over that. Going to take a little bit. No, I want my blueprint 5 high. I think I'm going to... just going to put that there, and then I'm going to figure out exactly how I'm going to get these 5 conveyors up over this one. I think I'm just going to do a hop over it. I think that's the smart way to do it. Well, it may not be the smart way, but it's going to work for what I want it to do. Try not to get lost in build focus time here. I did that too many too high. Yeah, I don't like when conveyors... You know what? I don't even need that. Hold on. I don't need this row here. I could go straight across to that one. I don't like it when conveyors clip each other, which is why... Like, I could just build a conveyor. Let's, like this. Run it straight through. And products would run through it, but then this is what's called clipping. I don't like that. That's dumb. I don't. Wouldn't see that in a real factory anywhere else. So I don't want it in these. So I try to make sure the paths are nice and clear. I don't necessarily mind if it clips into terrain. Because worst case scenario, I could just build a wall around it and say there was a building there. Because some of the terrain you can't necessarily avoid without doing like really crazy conveyor things. Like some of these big trees and stuff, I might just run a conveyor through the leaves of the trees because it's just not worth the effort of trying to go up over top of it. Or if there's like a chunk of this rock, like say right here, this little rock's jutting out, and I only need to go from one side to the other, well, I'll run a conveyor through it. Like so. If it's facing the right direction. Oh, come on now. If I could get it to face the right direction, here we go. And I'll say build it like that, and then I'll build a structure over top of it so you can't see that I actually went through the side of a mountain. But if it's a blatant thing like this where it's out in the open and it's just laziness, the fact that you're gonna like clip through it instead of directing the conveyors the way it should be, yeah, that makes no sense. Okay, so we've got those ones up there. This one's going to be nice and easy to get over. We'll just take it to here. The reason why this one is set aside is this conveyor is actually not a full production line yet. It's got to get merged with another one to get it so that it's at that 1200 item line. This conveyor is only connected to a miner over here that's only capable of getting 600 items per minute on it. So I'll merge it with another one to get it to where it's got the right amount of products on it, and then it'll get added to this stack of conveyors that's all full speed conveyors. These conveyors are running at 1200 items per minute for each of them. So you see this one here, this is one of these conveyors where the miner that it's pulling from is only doing maybe 600 items, or I might be merging it with another one that's a 300 item line. So this could be 900 items per minute running on here. Well, then eventually I merge it with another one to be able to get that full speed on it. Okay, so I think we're back to, I guess it's this point here where we've got to upgrade to our 6-high conveyor system. Is that right? Yes. Because then this one will be 4. You got enough points to get the buzzer going. The air horn, man, if you stick around long enough to be able to get 125 points, the air horn is freaking loud. It's, yeah, that's a wake-up call. Nope, I want my blueprints. Mach 5. Oh, look at that. It even... Zoink. That's all connected now. What? Wait. Why did that not build? Oh? Blueprint. 5 high. Click there. Oh, you know what? I don't think I actually clicked it at that end to lock it in. There we go. Now it's building. No, it didn't. Why didn't you build, you piece of monkey? You know what? I'm just going to back it off so that it doesn't flip, because it doesn't seem to like... Oh, you know what? It is just slightly too long of a build. That's why it wouldn't clip. That makes sense. So these ones here, I gotta manually connect them through. And then this is where we start with 6 full conveyors. 1,200 items per minute is what? 700, 7,200 plus another 600. We're 7,800 of the 15,000 Caterium ore available on the planet that we've gathered now so far. I'm not going to have time to get much more tonight. Alrighty, so if we look at our map, at our available Caterium, we're a little over, or we're not quite halfway yet. What do we got to be for halfway at 1575? Oh yeah, we're a little over halfway of all of the Caterium that's on the map. So that's good news. You can see all the bauxite that we've already gathered. It's all here. All the SAM that we've already done. And then, of course, the Caterium. So it's the ones with the black around them, our nodes that we've already got. Everything else here, those are all things that we haven't gathered yet, like iron and coal and oil and, oh yeah, there's all kinds. There's lots that we've got to do. Lots that we got to do. I think when I go to do the next stream, might be, where am I from? I'm from Canada, located in Alberta. And yeah. So I'll have like a to-do list done, and I'll show it in stream, and I'll show you kind of basically what all we've got to do to get to our target. And then I'm probably going to set up like a big reader board in game here where it's, you know, screws per minute, and then have a number on there, a big flashy number on how many we're actively making. Of course, right now we are actively making 0. Not building any yet because it takes a while to be able to get our materials together first to make that happen. But yeah, that's kind of the end of the stream for tonight. Thank you for chilling and hanging out. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel. Throw a like on the video. Leave a comment on when the VOD ends up flying over to the channel. And yeah, if you're interested, I've got lots of other Satisfactory playlists that you can run through and have a look at. But with that all said, I think I need to turn down the game sound and kill that. I feel like that's too loud, the background audio. Yeah, that's a little better. It's not like all in my ear listening to the music in the background. Guys, let me know, how's the mic sound? This is the first stream and actually the first full video that I've done with this new mic. It's an XLR mic. Hopefully I'm close enough to it. My last video, only like the last 5 minutes of the last video was done with this mic. I used to use a USB-C Snowball by Blue. And now I'm running with this XLR mic and an XLR mixer board on my desktop that connects through USB-C. And I've been playing around with the filters and stuff to be able to get the right sound going through it. I think my next big upgrade I'm going to do is probably the webcam. I have a crappy Logitech C920 webcam. Not a huge fan of it. Just doesn't, it's not a great clear picture, but one of these days, it all costs money. Streaming and video content and gaming, it's an expensive hobby. Especially now when you look at the price of RAM. Oh man, the computer industry is doomed because of AI. AI is taking all of the hardware. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and we will see you. I'm going to try to stream again tomorrow night. And it might be a little bit later on. I got to stop at my mom's, do some stuff for her on the way home from work, and have some dinner and stuff. So with that, peace out.